Don't you love Friday mornings, folks?
Friday morning.
When people whisper, mics are hot. I don't know how I'm supposed to hear it when I got everything going. But hey, good morning, everybody. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, just messing up the beginning of the show. But you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion. Well, I don't know if he's so proud today. Dallas Cowboys out there. He's just tapping away on his phone right now. Dale Illustrates here, everybody.
I'm just trying to figure out how much 12 sacks is worth. 12 sacks is worth.
Yeah, but he missed 3 games last year.
He might miss 3 games this year.
Just why would you give a guy that much money if you don't know if he's going to be available?
Less than a sack a game.
$47 million.
How much is guaranteed?
Well, it's $47 million a year. I can tell you that. 136 million guaranteed? If you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know what's happening in Dallas. We need to check the water supply in Dallas.
Right.
Because superstar players getting traded, not only getting traded, but getting less than you should get for them. The 49ers got 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. Well, they traded 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance in the draft.
Yes.
What I meant to say. And you only get 2 for Micah? And my favorite part of the deal, Dale.
What's that?
The Packers, now that you made this trade, the Packers' first-round draft picks are going to be 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Most likely.
They're not even good picks on top of it.
Well, maybe Jerry thought he was trading Michael Parsons. Didn't that happen to the Suns one year where they were trading for somebody?
Yeah, I thought it was the wrong guy.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this press conference, because obviously leading story, blockbuster move yesterday when we went off air. I just don't understand what it is. And I get it. You got to justify it, man. You've got to justify it as an organization. Here's how the press conference started with Jerry. One question. Hey, Jerry, tell us why you did this trade. He started talking 11 minutes, 5 seconds was his answer.
Well, there's a lot to talk about.
Well, okay, one question. Here's the problem with it. If you have to justify and explain your move for 11 minutes and 5 seconds, you done know you messed up. It's like when you ask somebody, like cops deal with this all the time, where somebody's guilty, and you're asking, and they're like, well, I was doing that. All these excuses come out and everything, and they just keep rambling and rambling. And that's one way somebody's lying to you, is if they just keep rambling and rambling, trying to justify it. Jerry Jones, 11 minutes, 5-second answer to the first question.
It's got to suck to be a Dallas fan.
It's got to be brutal. We know a couple of them. It's got to be brutal.
I mean, just a Dallas sports fan.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Not even just a Cowboys.
No, in general, yes.
You see Luka gone, you see Micah gone.
In their primes, one of the best. Mike is definitely the best at his position, but one of the best all-time players just thrown away. That's the bad part. Was even Jerry, and we'll get to Jerry's clips here in a minute, but even Jerry equated this to the Herschel Walker trade. No, sir. No. You got 6 draft picks in that trade, plus players.
Did.
That you ended up cutting and then getting more draft picks on it as well, higher draft picks on it. This is nothing the same. This is not even close to being.
No.
And then you trade him to a team that has been your nemesis for years and years and years in the Packers.
My question is, do you think that with the asking price and the ending price, do you think the Cardinals made a phone call?
No, absolutely not.
You don't?
No, absolutely not. Didn't even bother. Okay, here's 2 things that I believe, and I believed it yesterday, and looking into it, I'm leaning toward this way. This deal was done several days ago. Because as soon as the trade was announced, they also announced a Micah Parsons extension. That didn't happen from, okay, we'll agree to the trade, and then Micah Parsons goes, here's our contract demands, and the Packers went, okay, let's do it. There was a negotiation there as well. And so this has been known about, I'm going to say, between the teams and Micah, probably 3-4 days on that side. There's no way the Cardinals picked up the phone. I think that would handcuff the Cardinals if they went to make that trade.
You do?
Yeah. for what their goals are. They don't spend money on that type of stuff. Josh Sweat, okay, first time in a long time they've done something like that. Then to have two, yeah, I don't think so. I think that's fan wishing.
Do you think that the Packers talked to Micah's agent?
Okay, Jerry needs to knock this off. Jerry needs to knock this off. $6 million more for him to go to Green Bay.
Yeah.
And it's a year less of a contract, so he'll be back on the market again in 4 years. Jerry, reportedly, according to Micah, they reached back out to Jerry, and Jerry said, take the 5 years player option, or you'll be traded. And Micah and his agent went, all right, we'll be traded then. How do you trade? First of all, that's the best deal you could get. I hope to God that's the best deal the Cowboys could get.
Well, that's
and it's not enough.
There's just so much similarity between Micah and Luka.
Yeah.
Same city, obviously different sports, but at the top of their game, young.
Yeah.
And you're gonna sit there for a long time and go, is that the best you could get?
Well, we know with Luka, there was one team negotiation. And it'll come out. I want to know if other teams were involved. Jerry said we looked specifically at teams that could afford to pay Micah what he wanted. He said that in the press conference yesterday. And give us a really good defensive tackle because they need to stop the run, Dale. That's their concern now. Jerry Jones has set this team up for failure this year. I'll talk about that coming up. But he said they specifically talked to teams that could do that. And that means there's limited teams they could talk to, which means you're not rising. If you would have opened this up to every team, you could have gotten more. Same thing with the Luka trade.
Good thing.
I have a bad feeling that there was only one team involved in this conversation. It was Green Bay.
Just like Luka,
there
was one team that was involved, and that was the Lakers.
I have a bad feeling that there might have been another phone call made, and some team was like, nah, that's all right. That's all right. We'll pass. But I have a feeling with what they got, 6 days before the start of the season on top of it. 6 days. You mean to tell me New England couldn't have made that move? Right? I told you yesterday, $52 million of cap space for them this year. You don't think Dallas could have made that move? Just kidding. $40 million of cap space now. By the way. Detroit, $33 million in cap space. You mean to tell me that's not a Dan Campbell type of athlete there?
But is he?
I think
is he a nuts and bolts grinder?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Other than his injuries, how much? I questioned it last year. How much of his injuries were? We'll take another couple of days off. I questioned. He claims he wanted to be in Dallas, but the way this went down, I severely think he wanted out of Dallas. I do think that's. I think Micah wants out of Dallas, and he got his wish
on November 1st when it's 10 below zero and snowing in Green Bay.
You can move. As soon as the season ends, you're out of there. Look, he's going to have 2 home games probably there. Does this not make the Packers the favorite in that division now?
I don't know. It's fascinating to me. All I'm going to tell your parents out there is your son either becomes a left tackle or a pass rusher because evidently 13 sacks in a year gets you a gazillion dollars.
Well, here's the thing. And Micah Parsons, and Jerry was right on this, he's a pass. He struggles against the run. He is a pass rusher, period, end of story. He does not play the run well. And so Jerry did have a point on that. It's just, okay, here's how Jerry, and we'll get to the Jerry's comments in a minute, but overall thoughts here. Jerry has set up this Cowboys team for utter failure this year, and here's why. Sorry, Mr. Schottenheimer, but enjoy your 1 year and get blown out. This is all going to be blamed on you. This is what's coming. Jerry said in the press conference, and we'll play 2 minutes of his 11-minute response.
No, I want all 11 minutes. Come on.
I can't take his breathing. I can't take the old man's breathing into the microphone.
Come on.
It infuriates me when I hear it. Dear God. And then he's struggling. He's always been a slow talker, but he's struggling like really hard now when he talks to. It's hard for me to listen to him. Just how slow he. It's like he's trying to find words and and it's just like, oh, and then Steven's just next to him. Oh. But so he said we need to stop the run. Okay. First of all, the guy they got is not he's a Pro Bowler, but he's not that great. First of all.
Going to be an all-pro?
Well, he better be, because that's what they set up the standard for him on. That's issue number one. They better be better against the run this year, or else that's going to come back in his face. And when their passing defense gets worse, that's going to get thrown in Jerry Jones's face as well. Because you can't go into a press. Well, you can, and they did it. But to go into a press conference and say, today makes us better. You had him under contract for another year, Dale.
Yes, you did.
You didn't have to make this move. What's he going to do? Sit out for the year? Okay. Then you'll come back next year, because if you don't play this year, you don't get accrued the year, and you get to come back next year again.
What about addition by subtraction? What was he like in the locker room?
That's actually what I was going to ask you. Not that you're in with the Cowboys still, but is he a malfeasance in that locker room?
I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, if a guy, especially a high-profile guy, is unhappy, how much can he bring down a locker room?
Mm-hmm. Here's my other. Well, that's the
again.
thing.
I don't know the answer if Micah was that way, but I do know the last time I saw him, he's the only guy without a jersey on, and he was laying down and training table.
Okay, but that's coaching staff issue. I brought this up during the training camp fights. Schottenheimer, the head coach, said, "One more fight, and you guys are going to run forever." And what happens? A fight happens right after that again. Micah Parsons would not have gone and laid down and slept with his coach last year or any other coach. He will not do that in Green Bay, even if there's a lockout.
Oh, no, because he's the highest paid guy.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen there. Schottenheimer's already lost control of this team. Do you think that Jerry and them were like, uh-oh, we've already having problems?
Or has he lost control of one guy?
Well, it starts with him. Yeah. But, I mean, imagine this. If you're a Cowboys fan, as I look at it from, like, the macro angle. You paid CeeDee Lamb and Dak, two guys that aren't getting you a Super Bowl win. And you got rid of the one guy that can shore up that defense and give you a Super Bowl win.
That's where I'll disagree with you.
You think Dak's going to get you a Super Bowl win?
No, Parsons ain't going to get you a Super Bowl.
CeeDee Lamb?
No, he'd be a nice addition.
I said shore up that defense to get you to that Super Bowl level. I don't care who you put on that offense, unless you have a absolute burner of a running game, Dak Prescott ain't helping you get to a Super Bowl. Unless you just have the best running game in the league. He's going to make mistakes. CeeDee Lamb as a receiver, you ain't getting a Super Bowl. What was the last team that won a Super Bowl with their best player was a wide receiver? Other than quarterback. Doesn't happen very often. But Micah Parsons could have shored up that defense for years to come, to where, basically, you could fill the gaps on other sides and concentrate on other things and stuff like that. So, the other thing on this press conference yesterday in this move, I realized one thing, and I questioned it a couple weeks ago. I said that this might be a Micah Parsons issue. So I'm not going to put it all on Jerry. I do think Micah Parsons wanted out, and I think they played it beautifully to get out. It's either you're going to do what I want, Jerry Jones, or I'm out of here. And Micah Parsons won that battle, believe it or not, against Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones let business get personal. I think this is the first time we've seen that, damage to the armor of Jerry Jones. Because we all think Jerry Jones gets his way in negotiations, and everything. He always has, that we know of. Always has. Publicly, at least. First time business got personal, and he cowered. Cowered out of it. And it's all his reluctance to contact the agent.
Well, I would argue the first time that it got personal was with Emmett.
Yeah, and he caved there, but he didn't. But what I mean by that is he caved, had his comeuppance and moved on. This is the first time it got personal, and he went, I'm going to win this by trading him. When actually Micah Parsons, doesn't he win in this? Goes to a better team, gets the bigger contract. Sure, he has to live in Green Bay for 8 months out of a year. And the Cowboys got worse.
No, they didn't. They got a Pro Bowl defensive tackle to stop the run. Come on, Steve.
You better
gotta-
stop the run. So Micah Parsons goes to the Packers.
Yeah.
Cowboys got 2 first-round picks, which are going to be low-level first-round picks. Oh, man. Imagine if Jordan Love gets hurt and misses a ton of games.
Also,
Packers fans are going to be jumping off the cheese factory over there in Green Bay, man. They got Kenny Clark, who's a pretty good defensive lineman, but he's not Micah Parsons level defensive player.
no. Well,
Well,
again,
I'm gonna tell you why he's not in a second. Go ahead.
I think here's the deal.
Ooh, he broke out of here's a deal.
I think Micah Parsons is obviously an elite defensive player.
Yeah.
I think he's become bigger because he's a Cowboy. He has a
100%.
star on his helmet. I do believe that you sit there and look at it and go, as I said, whether it's 13 sacks, 12 sacks, when you're comparing elite pass rushers, you got Hendrickson, you got the Watt brother in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I mean, they're up around 20.
Yep.
You're talking him 12 or 13.
Well, I said it last year when Micah Parsons and the Cowboys came here. I said, where was number 11 at on that field?
There's games you don't even know
He
he's on the
disappears
field.
in games. Absolutely.
And is that a record contract?
No, and that's
guy
the thing.
to you?
Well, this is the first time we've seen an owner say, look, you're really good, but you're not that good. So we're going to ship you off. It is an interesting move. If you want a player like Micah Parsons, that's what the market entailed. You had to make him the highest paid player. And they could have had him in April for $30 million a year. But Jerry insisted on not talking to the agent. I was reading a lot of players negotiate with Jerry directly and then tell their agent what to do. I've read instances of 6, 7 players doing that instead of going through it. Why even have an agent at that point?
Well, because you don't want that guaranteed. You want all the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
That
because,
side of it. Yeah. But
because they get, hey, this money's guaranteed, but there's a little addendum there going, unless you have jock itch, then we can take your guarantee away.
Here's the thing, Kenny Clark. I looked up his stats yesterday.
Oh, he's a beast.
Okay, settle down, Jerry. Did you get the Dallas Cowboys talking narratives last night? Is that what you're going to do now? You got the email from Jerry? Here's what we're going to talking about, folks. This is what we got to talk about. This year he's making $2.3 million. So you're saving some money. Then it goes to $21.5 million in 20. At $2.3 million, that's a heck of a pickup, Kenny Clark. He's going to outperform that contract this year, probably. But at $21.5 million next year, $20 million the year after that, he ain't a $20 million a year player, folks. With what he does on that inside line.
You wonder how much of it's guaranteed. You wonder if
And that
that's
I
a
don't
contract you can get out
I
of.
just looked at his contract, so I know. Oh, my God. Could you imagine cutting him after this year? Because you can get out of the contract as well. Then Micah Parsons goes up and signs a 4-year, $188 million extension, $136 million guaranteed. He gets $120 million just for signing the deal. Can you imagine your signature? Do you sign fast or slow in that instance?
I'm probably shaking and you can't read it. Who is this?
It gets invalidated because I was like, that's not his signature.
You know what's funny is when I got my scholarship to SMU, I had bet my dad when I was a freshman, I was 5'9", 130 pounds, I'd get a Division I scholarship.
Yeah.
And we bet $1,000, or I said you have to give me $1,000 if I do. And I did. Of course, at 5'9", 130 pounds, my dad would have said, I'll bet you the
Pretty confident.
mood.
Yeah, exactly.
But when he signed, because the parents had to sign, and my dad kind of misspelled his signature. He was so nervous.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's like $1,000.
No, he was like, I'm saving. I think SMU was like 18 grand.
It's not a cheap
back
school.
then.
Yeah, it's not a cheap school at all. So I mean, look, it's a lot to
Yeah.
get the
Win
death
football
penalty.
games.
Get the death penalty. So this wasn't like this just manifest. It was weird because during the show I was seeing all these tweets from Adam Schefter going, Cowboys are listening to deals for, and then as soon as the show ends, boom, trade happens. Yeah. This has been quiet. I'm willing to bet you this has been quiet for 2, 3, 4 days, where the deal was kind of structured there on who would get what, and then it was all right. You can negotiate with Micah now, and get your deal and see if you want to move forward on that side as the Packers. Clark leaves Green Bay. This year he has an $18 million dead cap hit, and then next year $17 million dead cap hit there for Green Bay. You cannot get a guy in the draft, period, end of story, in his first or second year, the quality of Micah Parsons. So 2 first-rounders, especially low-level first-rounders, is a no-brainer move to get Micah Parsons. Yeah, he has flaws. Yes, he takes games off. Does that change now that he's out of Dallas? It'll be interesting to see. Because he's going up to Green Bay where Cowboys have expectations from their fan base. But I'm not too sure they have expectations from their coaches a lot of times. You know what I mean? They let them get away with a lot. In Green Bay, they ain't let you get a lot. That was Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers' problems. Was they were like, you can't do that. And they were like, I can. I'm Aaron Rodgers. And they were like, have a good day, sir. We're shipping you off. So it's going to be interesting to see if it changes from that. But blockbuster trade here, and Dallas is in charge of it again. So before we get to the 2 minutes and 42 seconds of Jerry's 11-minute answer.
11 minutes, Riley. Get 11 minutes.
You don't want to do a show today or what?
Yeah. Let's let Jerry carry our show on a Friday.
Exactly. He just keeps, he did it weeks ago in a press conference to open up. He keeps calling him Michael Parsons. Right? So here's an example of him doing it. And actually in this one, he caught himself finally saying it. Jerry won here. Jerry talking about Michael Parsons.
The other thing that I would like to say is I firmly made a commitment to Michael this spring, Micah, and paid him, and to pay him. At that.
Okay, so he catches himself on that one, but he has already done it multiple times. You want to know what my most favorite part of the press conference was? Besides the Dallas media losing their minds on Twitter with Jerry just talking for 11 minutes, and they're just hammering him left and right as he's talking. It was a beautiful thing. My most favorite thing about this is that was Stephen Jones, his son, sitting next to him.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Pop to move on.
Proud of his dad.
And yesterday, well, is he? Yesterday, you and Lou, you agreed that you think he's going to be better at football operations. I think he's going to spend less money.
Yeah, you see, you're going with second-generation wealth?
I'm going with, meaning they want more wealth, yes. Like the Steinbrenners still spend money, but they don't spend it like Papa Steinbrenner did.
No.
George did. And that's all I mean. They won't. Those credit cards, I think what you see right now with the Cowboys is what you're going to see with Steven. Not the Jerry of the 90s and early 2000s where, get in here, we'll pay for it later. That Jerry. I don't think Steven's going to do that. So I think you'll see more of what you see now. A guy, a $47 million, we're not paying a guy that. We'll just ship him off, and we'll build our team around that. I would actually argue in the NFL today, you don't need a $47 million a year guy on your team to win.
Not on defense.
On defense. Quarterback's a different story.
Yeah.
Because that's just quarterback rates. You're spending that if you have a
right.
starting quarterback in this league. If you have the 20th starting quarterback in the league, you're overpaying for that guy. But yeah, on defense, you don't need that guy. You don't need a $35 million wide receiver on your team to win a Super Bowl. You don't. And I would argue that. So I have no problem with the Cowboys ship. It's just the coverage. It's the excuses. And not just coming out and going, Micah Parsons is a heck of a player. We would have loved to have him here. His contract demands for what he does here and what we see the future is of this team. We just don't see it a fit here. So we'd rather get him on and let's move on. And now we can get draft picks in here that better fit our team. Why can't you just say that? But my favorite part of yesterday was Steven sitting next to Jerry in that 11-minute deal. And he's tired of hearing him say Michael. He's just tired of it. How do we know? Stephen Jones yesterday while Jerry's talking.
And today, did you at any point talk one-on-one with Micah or try to figure this out?
Did I talk to Michael?
Micah.
about
I have seen the press conference in its whole. I've seen that clip 30 times, and I can't stop laughing. Micah,
So,
my favorite part.
in other words, Hank Bolo, you rest in peace. I guess you call me Hellstrom. Hellstrom.
Oh, we got it playing in our ears again. It was so great. We get to hear it again in the background. I was just that cracks me up to this day. He's just tired of it, man.
Micah.
He's just tired of him saying the wrong name out there. So here we go. Let's go into it here, right? Obviously, big story, big thing happening here around the Cowboys, helping the Packers out. And I spent a lot of time last night trying to figure out how good does this make the Packers, right? It's kind of what I'm wondering, right? So Robert says, so somewhere that the difference is only $900,000 per year with no state tax in Texas. So I saw a lot of that stuff yesterday as well. So it's a $6 million difference on paper. And I saw all these people breaking it down and all that stuff. And I saw a lot of variations. I don't know what's true or what's not. But here's the other side of it. Standard of living's a lot different in Green Bay.
It is.
He's going to get a bigger house for cheaper. It's not going to be as expensive to live there for those 8 months, for instance, than it is in Dallas, as Dale knows.
But, again,
cable's not going to be as much, Dale.
With the money I made, it didn't make that much of a difference. But if you're talking $100 million, and that's given to you in Green Bay, or Dallas, I mean, it's got to be what? Well, what are the taxes? 40%, 38%?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sit there and do math.
I mean, Texas has a bigger state tax than Wisconsin does. I saw that. Like
no,
Dallas,
Texas has no state tax.
No. I get this. There's a 7% tax that would have hit his funding in Texas. That doesn't hit.
Maybe that's property tax.
Yeah, that's something else there. Yes, but that's what I mean. I don't get into that stuff.
No,
but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's got a 1 year less deal,
which is perfect for him.
He's going to hit the market again in 4 years. Well, he plays this year, then the extension goes into. So 5 years, he'll be back on the market. And that puts him
at 26.
Yeah, puts him at just about 30, just over 30. Yeah. And Jerry was like, 5 years, take it or leave it. Get out of here for less money.
I have a feeling there's going to be some stuff that maybe comes out in the next 2, 3, 4 months, that there's some locker room stuff.
You think so?
Because otherwise, why do you do this? Because really, you do have him for 3 years if you want to do it.
At least one. And then if you want to tag him, it's another deal. But at least this year. Here's my problem with this trade. Make the trade if you don't want to. I'm not going to tell any owner they got to pay a guy $47 million.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. But 6 days before the start of the season, that sends ripples through your locker room. If you're Dallas, you're already going into the season with question marks, all this other stuff going on. It's been a distraction all offseason.
Yeah.
6 days before, you've been telling your team and everybody he's going to be here. He's going to play game one. He's going to play game one. 6 days before you ship him off, you've been lying to your fan base this whole time. Like, how dejected is your fan base today? 6 days before the start. If you would have done this in April, you got time to come back from it, right?
Well,
that's 6 days before the start of this. And then you played with the Eagles to start the season.
But remember, in April, Jerry thought he had a deal.
For 35 million or whatever it was. Yeah, Jerry's going to talk about that in a minute. Robert also says, love watching Helly multitasking by doing one thing at a time. The best part about that, Robert, don't forget, he was trying to do math.
We've agreed. We're not good at math.
That was the best part, was he had a calculator on his phone over there trying to 47 million divided by 12 sacks, the square root of 4.
Well, that's pretty easy. 12 sacks, 24, 36, 48. So about $4 million a sack.
Per year, yeah. And I'm sure it's going to be, it averages 47, but it might be year one, might be, whatever. 50,
Still.
And it gets higher as it goes on, something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, teach your kids to be left tackles and pass rushers.
Robert also says, Let me get to that one here in a minute here, Robert. 'Cause that's a business side of things right now. So here it is, Jerry. Well, I tell you what, let's take the break first. Come back, do 2 minutes, 42 seconds of the 11-minute, 5-second opening here of Jerry's deal. The beginning's all you need to listen. The rest of it was just rambling.
It was all
I
rambling.
know. It was. I like he was like, I'm sure we'll cover this by all your questions, but let me get ahead of this and answer some of your questions now. It's like, just let him ask it, dude. Come on back. The main events, Friday edition about the Cowboys, apparently. College football, baby. Coming up.
Boise State.
Yeah. And we're back here. Main events.
It's Michael. Oh, no, it's Micah.
The Michael event. That's what we're going to call ourselves from now on. Make fun of Dallas and stuff like that and everything. So, just official word has officially hit the wire there, Dale. Our old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Not a shocker, if you know anything about it. Not a shocker. It was in the works for a while.
Do you have a moment of silence?
No? I do like Ron a lot.
Yeah.
Got in a bad situation because of some other people that I won't name here that are still do shows around town and everything. I just wasn't able to get out of it, but he made it 5 years, so good for him. Good for him. I remember that all went down right as I was starting to work there, getting ready to do my show, and then COVID happened on top of it. Like, dang it! So it was kind of interesting to see how it went. But other than your last partner being a complete jerk to everybody and pissing them off, and they want to get rid of him, other than that, we had a good thing going there for a while.
I got thrown out with the bathwater.
I tried to save you.
Not really.
You were going to be in my morning show host.
You don't really like me either.
Somebody else was going to be my morning show host, then he pulled a power play.
See? So I wasn't going to be.
He tried to pull a power play here and got fired by the Rattlers and everything, and then from here too. And then I got stuck with Dale. Look at that. All of that had to happen. All that stuff had to happen for Dale to be my. That's how bad he did not want to be my partner.
No. See, again, what you're telling me is you tried your damnedest to make sure I wasn't your partner.
I had nothing to do with that first choice and everything. Nothing to do with that and everything. I was the one that was kind of like, I don't know if it's gonna work. Put some, and then they convinced me it was gonna work, and then power plays happened, and then. I have started doing the middays. I made that clear to everybody. I'm not going to do the middays for another year or two. Period. End of story. And I left on my own.
But now you're doing middays anyway.
I know, that's stupid. Isn't that dumb? Doing a business show in the midday. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? But anyway, I digress here.
What time are you going to have to leave for the ASU game? I know we're talking Cowboys.
Yeah, we're coming up with that.
Sold out.
Okay, like I said, I'm excited because good. I'm happy, man. ASU sold out. But, dude, it sucks, man. I'm used to rolling out of bed, cruising down there, pulling into the parking lot at like 6:30, walking in, especially for the opening games.
Right.
Especially for the NAUs, the Louisiana Monroes, and those types of schools. That's what I'm used to, man. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to be down in that area 5:30 probably.
The 7 o'clock kickoff?
7 o'clock.
Wow.
And we'll do light rail to get in there too. So afterward, depending.
Be packed, but light rail fights. There's gonna be people jostling.
You're not joking. We see like people argue, waiting to get on the light rail and like threaten each other. And I just sit back and watch it, man. I just sit back and enjoy it. That's great. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I mean, so I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I'm like, oh God, this should be an easy game. Like even Doug Tamaro put out on Twitter.
Get there early.
He said download your tickets. He goes, 50,000 people will be trying to do it outside the stadium, and that's what I was saying earlier. The machines aren't going to work right. It's everybody's first game. So there's going to be a lot of hiccups and everything. So I want to be there and in the stadium at least an hour before.
Yeah. Enjoy that 102 degrees with humidity.
That's
Ah!
as long as there's no lightning delay, I'll be okay.
Oh,
Or weather delay.
baby.
If there is one, I hope it's when ASU's up by 40 or something. So it's like, all right, we can just go.
I hope it's tied in the third quarter. Hour and a half delay. Stevie gets home at 12:30. College games, if they just go smooth, are 4 hours these days.
But yeah, because of clock management and
Yes.
stuff like that. Yeah. So here he is. Jerry gets asked one question, 11-minute, 5-second answer. Don't worry, folks. We're not playing that 11 minutes. Regardless of what Dale says, you know, we'll retweet it at the main event show if you want to see the whole answer there. But it is 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Sit back and enjoy Jerry trying to justify his big decision here.
This is for Jerry and obviously Stephen. Why did you decide to trade Micah Parsons?
That's the question.
Well, without being too broad, obviously, we did think it was in the best interest of our organization, not only the future, but right now, this season as well. We've gained a Pro Bowl player. We've gained a Pro Bowl player in an area that we had big concerns in on the inside of our defense. Let me go beyond your question. First of all, I want to tell you that I really like Micah. I appreciate the 4 years that we've had him here, and he's a great player. And so we are very appreciative of the fact that he's a great player. There's no question that I could have signed him in April. And so we all know that to have agreements, all parties have to agree. But this was by design. I did make Micah an offer. It wasn't acceptable, and I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way that he wanted to do it through an agent. So he was made an offer. There's not an ounce of vindictiveness. There's no bad feelings on my part about the fact that we didn't come together on an agreement. The facts are, and we'll cover it, I'm sure, with many of your questions, but the facts are specifically we need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times for several years. And when you have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you. If the pass rush doesn't get you ahead pretty big time and you're playing even or behind, then you've really got a problem in stopping the run.
That's 2 minutes, 42 seconds of his justification of the move with one question of why.
If I'm a Cowboys fan, I feel much, much better after hearing that.
You know how most teams do their defense, like the Eagles? I'm just going to throw the Eagles out there. Like, they lost some pretty serious guys this year, right? You know how they form their defense, Dale? They got pass rushers and run stoppers. And they're going to be out on that field. You can do both. You don't need one or the other. You don't do one or the other. You get pass stoppers and you have pass rushers. It's not that difficult.
Well, if you're a good team, you do.
I just like how he's like, let me go beyond your question here.
And he got a Michael in there too, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He did Micah a couple times. It was a lot. It was 6 or 7 Michaels before he got corrected. Steven corrected him. He caught himself a couple times after Steven corrected him. It was just, what is happening? And I'll put it this way. It's Steven, and I know Jerry wants to be in charge. He wants to do all that, and I'm sure Steven can't do anything about it. But there has to be coming a time where Steven's going to say, look, man, Bob, love you to
Yeah.
death. It's your team. Always going to be your team. We'll get you out in front of the press all the time. But sometimes you just cannot be the lead guy. It's just, it's
I
not
would have
good.
loved to be a fly on the wall when that phone call came in from Green Bay. And and I don't think Jerry makes that deal without going, Steven, what do you think?
I've heard that a lot about the Cowboys lately. Like Steven's overridden some draft.
Yeah.
Jerry wanted the guy from A&M,
Johnny Manziel.
Manziel, and Steven was like, no, that's not happening.
We're going to take a Pro Bowl offensive guard, maybe a Hall of Famer.
So I have heard for years that Steven's taken more and more of the front side. But Jerry, I'll put it this way. Jerry looks like he's losing it. And it's not a good look. Save Jerry's legacy by protecting him in those situations. Even then, like Steven could have stepped up and said something. Like, kind of just like, oh, and also this, and then kind of taking it over. He just sits there and lets his dad ramble on and ramble on and ramble on. They're not wrong. They need a pass defense. They need a rush defense. But what they've done with this move is the rush defense better be better this year. And the pass defense better not get worse. And astronomically worse. Or this is going to be the talking point all season long. I thought you were getting better. I did like how he did say, which made me laugh, look, these new draft picks, they mean we can go get somebody right now to improve our team. The difference is, Jerry, no other team wants to unload a star player 6 days before. Because could you have gotten Hendrickson? Yeah, a week or two ago. Bengals aren't trading him now when they just got to deal with him. They're not going to trade him now, but you could have. If you would have traded Micah Parsons to Packers and then you took that and got Hendrickson, this would be a whole different conversation. But you're not doing it now. You're not going to get anybody better right now, but he's floating it out there. We could take these draft picks and get somebody better right now. No, you can't. Do you think some other team's going to be like, 5 days before the season, let's trade our best defensive guy to the Cowboys? It's amazing thing to watch, man. This is just amazing what's happening around Dallas. The justification of it, that was just 2 minutes. That was the first 2 minutes and 42 seconds. He continued for however the math is, the last 7 minutes about how they're trying to improve the team.
I want to hear it.
I'll play it for you later. I watched the whole press conference. It's I just don't, and the Mavericks did it too.
Right.
I just don't get why. Sit down and say, Micah Parsons is one heck of an athlete, and he's in his prime. This hurt to trade him. But we have other needs on this team as we try to grow it. We need more of a pass rush. We got 2 first-round draft picks to draft guys to take Micah's place over the next 2 years, in addition to our draft picks. We couldn't justify with Dak and CD's contracts. You can phrase that a different way than I'm going to. We just can't lap 3 guys into that. And we felt with Micah Parsons that our defense can get stronger faster if we make this move and get assets back. And you know what? People might not be happy about it, but people are going to go, that makes sense. You don't want to pay the guy $47 million. Perfect.
Right.
That makes sense. It's stupid. We don't like you, Jerry. You're an idiot. But doing that stuff is what gets the ire up. It just, that stuff is where people go. Every media person I follow in the Dallas area, and I was listening to Dallas radio yesterday, and they're ripping Jerry because of what he says, not necessarily the move, but how he justifies the move. And it's just like, what is happening right now?
Now, what's so fascinating to me is obviously 2 quote-unquote superstars, if you want to consider Micah a superstar. Obviously, Luka, top 5 player in the league, however you want, wherever you want to put him there. But both of them seemingly given to the first bidder or only talking to 1 or 2 teams.
That's what I want to know.
And Luka, basketball is completely different than football. In football, you can say, hey, we're open for business on Micah.
Mm-hmm.
Also give us an offer.
Yeah.
And Micah really can't do anything about that. If Luka's on the trade block for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he can make things miserable in the locker room.
As we saw with Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not going here. Or Bradley Beal even. I'm not going here. I'm not going here. I'm not going here. These are the teams I want to go to. And it limits your trade possibility.
Yep.
It's amazing. I mean, at one point, Jerry, in that 11-minute rant, it might have been after that, but I think it was in 11 minutes, he thanked the media for all their coverage of us because it allowed teams to call us and allowed teams and us to negotiate for a trade on Micah. So I want to thank you guys for all your talk about Micah being traded. And I'm like, what? It was like,
And now Green Bay's sitting there thinking, hey, is this the second coming of Reggie White? Now, Micah Parsons is not Reggie White.
two totally different players.
But as far as pass rushers and sack, Reggie obviously did more than Micah.
Well, in the first 4 years, I think their stats are pretty accurate, are pretty close together.
Right.
But it's a different league today than it was with Reggie White. But I think their stats are pretty close to being together. That's where I've heard that comparison before this trade. Micah Parsons' comp is Reggie White in terms of stats. But they're two totally different players. Reggie White, left leg, weighed as much as Micah Parsons. Reggie was a big dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, look, and if you're the Packers and you're a Packers fan today, let's not get lost on this. The Packers don't do these types of moves. They build in the draft. They don't go get large dollar free agents. They don't go sign guys like this. And they decided to do this. You've got to give your team, if you're the Packers, a lot of props.
Yep.
For one, making the move, which to me is a no-brainer. 2 first-round draft picks. Look, now that we know the result, the Cardinals should have been involved in this mix.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing. When you look at Luka, it's like that's what it costs.
The Suns should have been in that mix. But if you didn't get an opportunity, then that's different. So that's why we've got to find out the other stuff before we start going. Cardinals didn't make the phone call. Well, we don't know. They might not even have known about it.
Right.
And that he was on the line or whatever. And they might have only talked to one team or 2 teams out there and kept it kind of quiet. I have a feeling this was kept quiet. Because how does Adam Schefter and those guys not come out with this 2-3 days ago? There's no way this all happened yesterday. You do not get a 4-year, $888 million deal, $136 million guaranteed put together in a matter of an hour, folks. You just don't. Especially with Green Bay. It's fascinating to see how this went down as we get to know more. Here's the problem, though. Are we going to hear more about it anytime soon? Because we're so close to the start of the season. I can tell you this. Jerry is a marketing genius. Because next Thursday night when the Cowboys play the Eagles, when the Cowboys are getting blown out by 400 points, what's the talk going to be, Dale?
It's going to be about how they went from $12 billion to $14 billion.
And it's going to be how Micah Parsons left this team to go to Green Bay. And it's going to be Eagles who? Defending champions who? You're going to talk all Cowboys tonight. So you got that marketing side of it as well. That you do have to give props on Jerry on from that side. Yes. Robert says Stephen Jones' position is difficult to navigate. As someone that had to have had the you can no longer drive conversation, I'm assuming he means Robert's had that, it's tough to tell your dad you cannot do something anymore. I don't disagree, especially when your dad has all control, folks.
Yeah.
Stephen he's been relinquished some duties. His dad is still his boss.
You mean Jerry's relinquished some duties?
To Stephen.
Yeah.
But Jerry's still the boss. Jerry can technically fire Stephen if he wants to, and there's nothing that can be done about it.
But, and I think what he was saying, it's true. Thank goodness when we had to take my mom's driving privileges away.
You had to do
she
that,
knew it. We knew it. It
Yeah.
wasn't a fight. But you don't know how many people I talked to my age.
Yeah.
When they have to have that conversation, or you can't live alone anymore.
Yeah, and you got to.
Oh, it gets ugly.
Yeah, and I get that side of it, but there's, especially in that environment, there's ways to, it's just, you just go, hey, on these press conferences, you can still talk. You need to take a step back a little bit. Let me handle some of the nuances and that stuff. Let me say the guy's name. Every time you're going to say the player's name, just point at me, and I'll say Micah Parsons, and then you can keep talking. I get that angle on it, and it's hard to do, especially when he's your boss or whatever, but it's also about the legacy of Jerry Jones. I mean, there's a reason why, like Hollywood actors, right? They retire from Hollywood if they're long. Gene Hackman, for instance. Bruce Willis, right? Mental issues, right, as they've gotten older. you don't want them out in the public anymore. It's going to ruin their reputation. It's going to ruin the thoughts of them and stuff like that, and things like that. Should go for ownership as well. All I'm saying. Getting back.
Okay, so your dad's still alive.
Mm-hmm. I've had that talk with my dad. My dad.
Your dad has a $12.5 billion company, and he likes to talk and he likes to spotlight.
Set up a fake news conference. He'll never know the difference. He won't even know he's not even live.
Hey, son, I'm seeing myself on Channel 12.
It just people show up and sit down, ask questions,
You
let them
hire
ramble.
people.
You're around the corner doing the real
Riley.
press conference.
Hey, Riley, I need you over at the house.
No, I mean, my dad, me and my dad had to go do something, and I get in the car with him, and he's driving, and he's going like, and my dad was never like a slow driver. He wasn't a fast driver, but he went with traffic. He's driving down the freeway at like 45, 50, and I look over and I go, any reason we're going this slow? He's like, I was just talking. I'm like, let's pick this up a little bit here, Tiger. Like, what in the world's happening right now? So I actually said to him, this is like a couple months ago, I go, do we need to have the driving talk or what's going on here?
My dad later in life he actually got pulled over one time for going too slow.
Yeah.
And the police thought he was drunk.
No, I'm just old. It's when they start getting into accidents and bumping into stuff and making excuses is where you kind of go, yeah, but my dad drives big trucks, so I feel it's going to hurt other people before
Okay.
before it hurts
That's
him.
good. That's good.
Cardinals yesterday. Look at this, Dale. We got a quarterback 3 coming to Phoenix. A local kid, too. Did you see this news?
Clayton Tune's not coming back?
No.
Dang it.
Hey, how would you like to be Clayton Tune? You end up going to the Green Bay Packers to be the 3rd quarterback, and if Clayton Tune gets a Super Bowl ring this year,
how about that?
How upsetting is that going to be, folks? Tune's up there holding the trophy up at the end of the year. I just got physically upset.
You walk in here and goes, look at this, Steve.
You said I wasn't very good. I'd be like, you did a heck of a job with the practice squad and holding that clipboard, Tiger. I don't make fun of backup quarterbacks like a lot of people do. That's my dream job, man. Just pay me to sit as a backup quarterback for 2, 3, 4 years, have earpiece in, doing stupid movements, calling plays in, and all that. It'd be fantastic. So when we come back, we'll talk about hometown kid coming back here to the Cardinals. He's made his rounds around college, that's for sure. Kind of like Dylan Raiola, just hyped up, moved around a lot, and never mattered, never came to anything out there. Of course, another move. Brewers back on. We'll talk about that as well. Look, and then we got a little bit of Diamondbacks talk setting up this weekend against the Dodgers, folks. Got to give them credit. 2-2 with Milwaukee. We'll talk about that. High school football also again tonight. And then a lot of college football coming your way here. Second hour main event. Come on back, folks. And we're back here, main event, having some fun, talking some NFL. Of course, big breaking news here. And the NFL's just king, man. College football weekend. Boise State gets stomped on last night.
Number 25, Boise State.
Well, no longer. What SEC team? I put that out on Twitter. What SEC team gets promoted to the top 25 because Boise State falls out? Probably
Mississippi State after the beat issue next week.
they'll probably get promoted to top 25 this week. So that way, if they lose next week, then they pop out, and then they can go, oh, but they beat so and so this year in the SEC, but they were once a top 25 ranked team, so we got to give them credit for losing to them. That's how stupidity goes, I swear. Programming note.
Uh-oh.
Monday's Labor Day. We'll be off on Monday, so everything will be off. The McCollum on Business will be off as well. Enjoy the weekend, holiday weekend, as we're right into football season as well. And unless something's changed, Bruce Cooper will be joining us starting Tuesday of next week. I haven't heard from him since he came back from Houston. Maybe he fell in love with the humidity and decided not to come back.
There's very few people that I know who visit Houston say I want to stay here.
He's probably like to his daughter is probably like, you need to move back to Phoenix or someplace with less humidity, please. From that side, so that's it's coming up here. So Monday off, all the programming as well. We are having some fun here, playing around with some other ideas. Of course, if you don't know, we've had a YouTube channel here for a while. We were putting our clips out, like the interviews with Sheehan. We now are putting our full shows up there as well on demand, including McCollum on Business and Pit Stop. Starting this week, we've kind of kept it quiet so far, so it's going to be Robat TV, and then also on demand there as well. Of course, the free podcast system. Like and subscribe to both of those if you would as well. As we grow it, we're just playing around with it. We are going to grow it and deal with some ideas. If you have any thoughts, let us know as well on what we can do there, Dale. So, yeah.
Let us know.
I'm tired of Dale's people going, I
More Dale.
I can't ever watch you guys.
Yeah, more Dale.
I can't ever watch you guys. I can't ever see Dale. I can't ever see Dale. Where can I see Dale
How
at?
about a box just with Dale, and then we can hear Steve's voice?
Riley, do it. Let's do it.
And just do the show that way.
See the ratings fall down.
Wow. Go through the ceiling.
I'll be like the voice of God from
Yes.
above.
Or somebody else from below.
Stovis coming back to the Cardinals as quarterback 3. I said they need to sign a veteran quarterback, not a big guy, 2-3 year guy that's been around this league, practice squads for a few years. That'd be nice to have just in case, Kyler Murray does go down. Brissett has to step up. Then you have another veteran there just, as a background kind of a situation of what happens out there. No, they don't do that. They went and got a 2024 undrafted free agent. 2025, undrafted free agent that was in somebody else's camp this year and signed him from this side. Do you know where Caden Slovis went to high school, Dale?
He's Keaton, and I believe he went to Desert
Keaton.
Mountain.
Look, I just know him as Slovis when he was at USC because I hated him when he was at SC.
Why'd you hate him? Whatever.
He went to SC.
Yeah.
First of all.
That's because she didn't recruit him.
I know.
And today,
There you go.
at any point,
We have audio on the background, Riley. But there you go, Dale. We can do that.
Look at that. The ratings just went up.
Now I look like that angel on your shoulder. Don't do it, Dale. Don't do
But
it.
which side? There's one that's got the
Oh,
angel, one's got
that's
the...
true, right? So he left here, of course, Desert Mountain High School is where he went to.
Yes.
Went to high school. Went to Southern California. Was projected to be a really good quarterback, and of course, didn't work out as he had other problems. He leaves them and he goes to Pitt to be their quarterback as well, and had some success there. Of course, before undrafted in 2024 he was undrafted there. Practice squad there. So another local kid back home. I like to see the local kids come here and get a chance.
And
As long as he doesn't hit the football field.
Almost as big a news as Michael Parsons.
I don't have any news on anybody else here. Let me look here. Justin Jones, IR to return, designated. That's big news for the Cardinals.
And
I think that's all. That's all I got.
I
don't
think
have anything
it's probably more important than Michael Parsons.
else. I don't have anything else. That's all the Cardinals are taking today, Saturday and Sunday off. They're coming back Monday.
How many days
Coach
off do they
announced.
need?
Getting ready for the season, man. That training camp was treacherous,
It's brutal.
for this team. So they're taking today,
So they're
tomorrow, and
making
Sunday
work
off,
on Labor Day?
and then because Monday's the start of football week. Yeah,
Oh, it is.
yeah. Just so you know, Dale. I know
It is.
when I played in the NFL, that was we'd always start on Monday. Tuesdays were an off day, which I don't get. I get it. Can't you, because the season's weird? Why don't you give them Monday off? Have them come back Tuesday. But I think that's NFLPA mandated. Tuesdays have to be a day off, right?
Nope.
No.
You just have to have one day off.
One day. Yeah, so why don't you give them, well, 'cause you'd have to practice today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and you come back Tuesday. You know how coaches are. You talk about that all the time. You can never get more than 2 days off.
Well, I'll tell you the reason that, in a typical week, you play on Sunday. Monday, you come in, watch the film,
Yeah.
get treatment, get a little workout in, get some of the lactic acid. I know it's lactic acid in your
That's what makes you. That's what makes your muscles not heal and all that
Yes.
stuff, Dale.
But hold on, you haven't announced the move.
I
believe, honestly, I believe it's more important than Michael.
I'm
Parsons.
looking everywhere here. Do you know Aaron Brewer? Is that why you're trying to hype this up?
I don't know. I just know that. I mean, without him, you ain't winning the game next Sunday.
Well, you're not. Well, you're definitely not having good, successful special teams, right?
You're going for two.
Yeah.
You're going for four. Go for a
fourth down. In all seriousness, Brewer, the long snapper, are back on the squad now. We knew it was going to happen, and I even said, I go, somebody's getting moved to the IR. That's why they made that move, and we find out that it was Justin Jones, IR to return, because it's weird stat, and I was trying to read into it. It makes no sense. You can only put so many guys on IR designated to return before your 53-man roster comes out. So they had to put Jones on the regular roster to protect him. Otherwise, they would have had to cut him and then put him on it. So that's why they did that move. But Brewer is back on. So I did see on social media a lot of people being like, where's Brewer? Why is he not signed yet? And the AZ Cardinals media guy, not Haller. That's Athletic.
Haller?
No, the other. Holy cow! The internal podcaster, social media guy and I just completely slipped my
I can
mind.
see his face.
I know, right? He put out was like patience. Because I mean, if you're out working 9 to 5, or working hard, you're like, you don't understand these type. We do because of what we do, but it was kind of interesting to watch all the people flipping out that we didn't have a long snapper on the roster and stuff. But back on now, Dale, and Dale equates that with Michael Parsons news.
No,
huh?
Michael
Parsons news.
Yeah. Also, do you see the team released a gentleman named Sincere
I know.
Ainsworth?
I'm so bummed. That's a sweet name, man.
How do you look at a baby boy and go sincere?
Is that you're just hoping? You're just hoping he's sincere? What if he's a mean son of a gun? What if that happens? Yeah, what happened there? I mean, you thought he was good enough to join you.
No, I just
3 days
like
ago.
the name.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. He was on the practice squad. Did he get cut from the practice squad?
Yeah, team released Sincere Ainsworth.
I like that name. That was a good name. I did see the helmet yesterday without the, sand background on it. 98.7 had it. If you guys didn't know, they had one. I like that helmet. That helmet looks sharp. That jersey, though, I am not sure I'm going to enjoy. It looks like an old paint splattered everywhere on it. So we'll have to see when that comes out. Now, they're only going to wear it once, I get it. But that uniform was sharp.
Yeah,
looking.
you're making a lot of noise about a one game thing.
But it's against Seattle. Seattle's going to be wearing it as well. We got to look good against Seattle.
Why? God.
For that 6-3 ball game. Go old school there with them at that point. So New Orleans, we're 1 week away coming up this Sunday. Of course, another game a week from tonight from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Welcome to Brazil. Chiefs, Chargers. YouTube next Friday night, Dale.
Really?
YouTube, not behind a paywall. They're going to put it out for free for everybody.
How many YouTube games are there this year?
That's the only one this year, right?
I don't know. Is there a Christmas Day or?
That's Netflix.
Okay.
But that's the thing. They're not all Netflix, are they, on Christmas? They might be. All 3 might be Netflix this year. So I can't keep this straight anymore. Because even yesterday, you asked, you go, do we play the Packers? And I was like, I don't think so. But there's so much information in your head right now. Yeah, we do. Packers, come here. No, we go to the Packers. We go to Dallas. Okay, hold on.
What on earth are you talking? We go to the back. No, they back there. No,
we go to Dallas. That's the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
Boy, does that game look like it gets easier. Packers come here October 19th. And then a bye week, and then you go to Monday Night Cowboys. So we'll be playing Micah Parsons here October 19th. Michael Parsons
Did you say?
here.
I think you said Michael on accident.
I know. And then bye week, and then Cowboys in Dallas on Monday night. There you go. That's how it intertwines with the Cardinals.
That's a long way away.
And it's funny too, because I was sitting there last night going through stuff. I'm like, oh, we do play the Packers. Oh, who has the schedule on the top of your head all the time?
You do.
I know, I usually do. So let's talk your Cardinals news. And let me ask you this, Dale, before we get on, and we'll talk a little D-backs. a little what's happening tonight, and then, of course, a lot of college football here. Of the new head coaches in the league for National Football League, think about this over your 3-day weekend here. We'll talk about it then. Which coaches are set up for the most success this year with their teams? And who's going to get blown out after a year? But don't do it now. I'll give you time to think about it over the weekend. But, of course, you got Ben Johnson, Brian Schottenheimer. Boy, whatever you thought of him yesterday, that's tanked, right? Liam Cohen in Jacksonville Jaguars, Aaron Glenn with the Jets, Pete Carroll with the Raiders, Mike Vrabel, Kellen Moore are your new head coaches out there. There are a lot of new head coaches that are set up to fail this year. So this is going to be a hard ranking.
There's a lot of teams with new head coach saying we're going to get a salary cap right.
Yes. Yeah, so next week we'll do that leading into the NFL season as well. But winning 2 out of 2 for the Diamondbacks in Milwaukee, quite impressive.
2 out of 4.
Or 2 out of 4, excuse me. Yeah, going 2 and 2.
Yeah. Winning 2 out of 2 would have been a hell of a trip.
I go last night. I said because they played during the day yesterday, and it was an exciting game. And look, I mean, got to give all the preps in the world, and I got to look up his name because just called up, never been up here before, called up here, gets 3 innings yesterday, closes out this game against a really big hitting Milwaukee Brewers team, and then Yelich comes off the bench to close out the game. He gets him to ground out. But we got to give Rashi tons of credit, man. 3 innings last night out of the bullpen. A lot of guys couldn't pitch because they went through him this year, in this series. And he got out of that, man. So give the young kid a ton of credit there in his Major League Baseball debut last night. Rashi out of the bullpen. Are you laughing? You don't think you should give him credit?
No, because I'm going to have to start correcting you like I'm Steven. And
What'd I say?
You said like 3 wrong things in that sense.
No, Rashi.
Had to see him come off the bench this year. And
Major League debut, Rashi.
There you
3
go.
innings pitched.
Yeah. Hey.
Whatever I said before, ignore it.
Hey, they're playing to save Torrey's job.
Okay, and this is what I want to talk about. Sismat played well yesterday as well, 5 2/3 of an inning. Gave up only the 2 earned runs. I like him, what he's doing in his fill-in role here and stuff like that. You're starting to see the stories from the Diamondbacks, beat writers, and cover people of what a good job Torrey's doing.
Yeah.
I said it the other day. I will reiterate it now that you're starting to see these stories being written. The narrative is going to be to keep Torrey at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So those people like me that think we need a voice change, brace yourself. This might not be happening. If Mike Hazen has to make the decision, Torrey's coming back.
I mean, they beat Jose Quintana yesterday.
They beat that young kid.
He's
the day
10-5.
before. Yeah. I'm not going to take anything away from Torrey and what he's doing. I'm just not. He's having success with this young team. And you're going to have a young team next year, too, obviously, because of all the injuries to the older guys and stuff like that. It's time to get a new voice, man.
Oh, my God, Gurriel.
I think he's got a player option for next year.
I'm just saying about how he's playing.
Right? Yeah.
Him Perdomo.
Perdomo, man. They're both on fire. Nauseating how on fire they are. Blaze Alexander's woken up again.
And I'm hearing
Locklear's.
I was hearing mumbles that your guy's coming up.
Lawler. They need to. Well, that's the problem. Blaze Alexander. You need a first baseman. Pavin Smith's out again. Locklear, they just traded for him. You need to give him reps to see what you got. And he struggles. He struggles at times. But you can have Blaze and him switch it up at first base, can't you? Maybe. And get Lawler up here and see what he can. You got to find out what Lawler has. This is the year. Because you don't want to go into next year and go, let's see what he's got. This is the time to do it. And you're running out of time.
And he's healthy?
He's been healthy. He's raking down there. Okay. He's got his power back and all of that stuff after that hamstring injury. You got to get him up here and see what he has. Yeah. But you don't want to hurt Locklear and Blaze Alexander, but you're going to have to do something. You've got to see what the kid has when he plays every day. You cannot go into next year with that question mark if you're the Diamondbacks. But brace yourself. The bigger narrative here is brace yourself.
Uh-oh.
The local beat writers are starting their stories on Torrey sticking around, and what a good job he's doing. Could we see Torrey for a 10th year? If Mike Hazen makes the decision, the answer is yes.
If they continue to play like this, yes.
No. So we're going to ignore the first, with all the talent that he had.
No, they had
He had
injuries the whole
Torres
year.
and Naylor, but it's not just pitchers. It's not just pitchers doing better now. It's the hitting is better now and stuff like that. All of a sudden, so you're going to ignore the first part of the year when you had talent on the. First of all, the injuries weren't in April and May when they weren't playing well. They creeped in as in May and afterwards. So you're going to ignore all of that and go, well, Torrey played well at the end of the year when there was no pressure on him and nobody cared and football season started. We're gonna ignore the crap at the beginning of the year type of stuff. Brace yourself, folks. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a long time ago.
DMX. But it's why you're in this. You don't get credit for the team playing well after the team sucked for 5 months and underperformed, and you made bad decisions for 5 months. You don't get credit because the last month and a half, all of a sudden, everything turns around. You shouldn't get credit for that.
You
That's like
your third
me
base
going.
coach.
That's like me going. Oh yeah, you're right. I sucked as CEO for 2 years. I sucked at it. But you know what? I had a good last month, so they're keeping me around now. No, history matters. It's gonna be disappointing, man. Brace yourself, folks. They got Dodgers this weekend, Dale.
Yeah,
They're gonna go sweep the Dodgers or what?
they have 4 or 3.
3. Friday, Saturday. Oh, you know what? Sunday, huh? I'll let me take a look here real quick.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday.
Why do they do this? Oh, that's March 2026. They're going to do an international series next year. Do you see that? I think the Padres at end of April. They don't say where yet.
Mexico.
I'm assuming
Tijuana.
it's going to be Mexico if it's Padres Diamondbacks, right? That's where they're going to go down to. But yeah, I think it's a 2-game series next year. End of April is what they're going to do. So let me see here, because the first is September 1st. No, they play the Rangers. Yeah, so 3 Dodgers, 3 Rangers. Let's see how these.
If they go 4 or 6.
Just give Torrey the extension
Oh,
now.
man, sign him to a 3-year extension.
Because then you got a day off Thursday, and then you got the Red Sox before you get the Giants. Then you got Twins, and then the Giants. Then you got the Phillies,
The Giants
and then a
aren't
day
all
off, and
that
then the
in bag of
Dodgers.
nuts.
Giants aren't, yeah. But the Twins are, Red Sox are, Rangers are, Phillies are, Dodgers are, and then you got Padres that finish up the year.
Let's finish with a kick. We're only 6.5 games out. Finish with a kick, Steven.
Let's see what the narrative is. If the beat writers continue to hype Torrey and setting the tone of Torrey coming back.
I'm setting the tone.
They're not wrong with their stories. Like Jack Summers did an excellent story on how well Torrey's. They're not wrong. It's just we can't ignore what's happened before, man. You can't, Hazen. You can't. So Diamondbacks going to sweep this weekend, Dale? Is that what you're going with?
I say 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
For all these series, 2 out of 3?
Well, what do you think? A 3-year extension for Torrey?
Why are they playing at 5:10 p.m. on Monday is my question. On a holiday.
What time?
5:10. Why aren't you playing at like 3, 2, 1? Why is it a day game on a holiday day? What are we doing? What are we
It's a
doing?
holiday. You're going to the game, Steve. Spend the day there. Getting your T-shirt.
It's a Honda Rodeo Fest Drink Koozie is what they're handing out there for Monday's game.
As you're walking across the bridge.
Give me a
Sir!
koozie? Yeah.
Sir!
Should be the koozie
There's
for
a
your...
downstairs.
Yeah, koozies for you, sir, downstairs. ASU nights on Tuesday night against the Rangers, if you want to do that. Ooh, next Friday against the Red Sox, Irish Heritage Celebration. A lot of fighting in the stands for that one, Dale, coming up.
You're Irish, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get over there.
Nothing says Irish like an American baseball game. Is it Irish night because the Red Sox are in town and Boston and their Irish community? Hey, SCA plays Tonopah Valley tonight, Dale.
Yes.
7 p.m. tonight. I'll be at the Desert Ridge Gilbert game over there in East Mesa. I'll be checking that out. Catch out Castile's defensive coordinator. First game tonight. Let's see what the coaching difference is for Desert Ridge compared to the last couple years. I'm not knocking last year's Desert Ridge. I was unimpressed with them.
Castile's defensive core. What are you talking about?
He was at Castile's defensive coordinator last year.
Okay.
And then with all that stuff going down, that's why I keep mentioning it. Remember the coach?
Oh, Bobby Newcomb.
Yeah,
Coach, right.
yeah, and all that, and so they got the deal. But I want to see how the coaching staff differs with this team. Obviously, Autumn's youngest daughter's on the Palm squad, so I'm going to go support that instead of driving to Tonopah Valley.
All right, well, so tell me this: is Desert Ridge giving you a hat and a shirt?
Nope,
At least that's down the sideline.
they don't even know I'm coming. No, I'm going to be up in the crowd. 6A's different, man.
Hey, what you need to
Security's
do?
different
You
there.
need to start your nacho tour again.
I do. I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't had nachos in a long time.
Does SCA serve nachos?
I get a hamburger when I go there. I go to Senior Taco, Dale. We've been over this.
I thought you were so into the game you couldn't eat. Your son
No,
already.
we went back after the lightning storm because I got hungry. I was like, man, we're hungry. Like 3-hour weather delay. So we went. Autumn went up there because I ran back over there for the start again. Because I'm important on the sideline over there. I'm important, Dale. So I went back over there and I was getting some videos and stuff like that. And so she went and they had like no food. So she got me like a Snickers bar. Mike had sandwiches for the media people. I didn't eat one because there was like legit media people there. Like the AZ Preps photographers were all there. Richard Oper. Kevin McCabe was there at the beginning. I don't think he came back. Maybe he did, but he wasn't cool enough to hang out with us in the media room. But
Well, I think there are other games going on too. When you're big wig like Kevin, gotta get around the valley.
You see, Mountain View got killed last night. Just destroyed last night.
I did not see that.
Yeah, they got destroyed. So their winning season last year apparently isn't going to continue.
Well, you know who else got killed last night? Brophy.
Yeah, Brophy. That was, which is interesting because Brophy has some high-profile recruits leaving after this year.
They played Basha. Basha's, if not the best team in the state, one of the top 2 or 3 teams.
Basha had, because Desert Ridge played Basha last year, and Basha has a coach that he had a 3-year plan. I think last year was year 2, and he was ahead of schedule last year.
Right.
And his 3-year plan was to get to a certain level and then take a step in the 4th year. He was ahead of schedule last year.
Right.
And it's obvious he's ahead of, because they were good last year, and stuff like that. So it's like, wow.
I think between Brophy and Basha, don't quote me, but I think there's about 10 to 12 Division I recruits on the field.
Yes. That's why that was such a big matchup and everything.
And it was,
last night.
Basha blew them out.
Yeah, I saw somebody interviewed one of the kids that caught the game-winning touchdown.
It was not a game-winning
No,
touchdown.
but that touchdown to put them ahead or whatever, however you phrase it. And I was like, that was like early in the game, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough for those Brophy private school kids, to travel. They thought they were going to a grocery store down there at Bash.
Whole Foods.
They didn't realize
Whole
they didn't
Foods.
realize they were going to go play football. So I'll be at Desert Ridge Gilbert tonight. Yeah, see how that goes down there in the East Valley.
Desert Ridge Gilbert.
No expectations for either
No.
school.
No.
I tried looking up and it was like no. It was like who? Well, when you've only won like 2 games in the last 3 years, I think is what Desert Ridge has done. They've not been
Really?
good. Yeah,
Okay.
not been good. Last year they only played in a couple competitive games.
That'd be hard to be a cheerleader when
Palm.
you suck.
It's that was a topic of conversation last year.
Huh?
She's on the Palm squad. Cheerleaders,
Yeah, the palm, you're just performing.
way more important than the cheerleaders.
I don't know about important, but you don't have to do false enthusiasm.
I'll say it.
You don't have to do false enthusiasm.
I'll just say it right now on air. Desert Ridge's Palm squad is better than the cheerleading squad. At least it was last year when I was there. I'll just call it out right now. Disappointment. We'll see. I'll call it out. I don't care. What are they going to do? Ban me? They don't even know I'm going. I sneak in, Dale. I sneak in. They don't even know I'm there.
What did it cost? $10 now?
For me, it'll be free because I know somebody that works in the district. I just have to go in with her.
So Autumn's getting you in free.
Yeah. People in the district get in. Get
you
in.
taken her to dinner before? Texas
Well,
Roadhouse.
we're going to dinner before.
Texas Roadhouse. You
No,
buying?
Fat Willie's. Not my choice.
Never heard of that. What is that?
It's a bar. It's a bar for it's not. It's gonna be an all-around disappointing night, I think. Autumn, a lot of Palm team moms are getting together. Or parents are getting together to go to Fat Willie's before. It's right across the street from the school. I think that's why they chose it.
That's Steve McCollum.
Hey, Fat Willie's. I'll
Steve
pick up
McCollum.
I'll pick up my endorsement check here when I get there tonight. Have it ready for me. It's actually not a bad place. We used to eat there all the time for football.
So why are you?
I'm just giving it a hard time. I'm just giving it a hard time.
Wow.
But yeah, that's beforehand, and then supposedly, and then over to the game and leave at halftime or whatever. I don't know. See what happens.
You driving separately?
Yeah, because we come from different directions. I come from north of the school, and she comes from south of the school. So, and I could leave early. Robert said, "I see someone gave you the shovel back." Ann says, "Fat Willie says decent wings, Dale. They do actually. They have a good French dip too. I like their French dip.
I do like a good French dip.
Yeah, and they have a good one there. So yeah. We go there. I don't go there. I think last time I was there was last football season. Well, Cardinals are on the road, and because they have multiple TVs, so you can watch a bunch. I think that's when I go there. It's not terrible. It's not bad. Fat Willie's. Have that check ready for me when I get there. If you're out in the East Valley this weekend, come on by Fat Willie's, and then come see Desert Ridge play Gilbert. See what happens. SCA Tonopah Valley. I'll be watching that. I'm not going to pay for the streaming, but now they have access to the huddle. I'll watch the game over the weekend and catch up on that as well. And when we come back,
And just watch huddle. Don't start messing around with notes and lines and all that. You're not on the coaching staff.
I need to point out to them when I see stuff.
Yeah. Who is this idiot?
It's for the show, man. Dale, it was for the show. My ideas were for the show here. I can do them. It's just the Huddle app makes it easy to do it on there. But if I am going to disrupt stuff, I'll do it offline.
Yeah, you bet.
Dale's not even on the coaching staff, and he's telling me what to
Well,
do.
because I can full well see Steve McCollum.
No, because I did one
fun.
video, and I did it all, and then I went, this might not just be for me. So I deleted it. I'm smart enough to realize that. Come on, man. Come on.
Did you get that new hat? Did Mike
No.
give you that new hat?
No, their coaching shirts this year are way cool. It just says Eagles on it. It's way cooler. I didn't get that either.
I like that hat.
Hey, Desert Ridge.
I like that hat.
Desert Ridge. Got some cool shirts. Hook me up. Hook me up tonight. We'll talk, Coach.
Well, maybe talk to your boy Kevin McCabe. He's got a bunch of.
They give it to him when they go on his radio show.
Yeah.
That's how he gets them. Come on back. College football talk, folks. Going to be fun. Really quick, Ann says Monday's D-backs games with a special ticket is Teacher Appreciation Night. So there's a special ticket price and a D-backs teacher-themed tumbler mug. She said, just saying for a teacher friend. I guess I'm going to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you better take
That's
your
my
sweetie.
point. Why not have it during the day? I have no interest to go to a 5 p.m. game
5
on
p.m.
Monday.
You're home at 7:30.
Have it early. Come on back, folks. College football talk. Big weekend. See ya. Come on back.
See ya.
I don't know what's going on, folks. Joe buy it the other day. Place looks good. I got some steaks yesterday from, I'll just call them out fries, and it wasn't good. Like
Come
I think
on.
they're using fake meat or something.
Come on.
I don't get it.
If you're gonna buy meat, you either go to Midwestern or you go to Costco.
That's what we're talking about, Midwest. I don't have a
Fries.
Costco card.
What?
Yeah, fries steaks haven't been bad.
Oh, please.
Yes, it had it looked like ground beef. It had like lines in it and everything. And I'm like, is this fake meat or something? Like, what? This isn't how steaks are supposed to look. I was disappointed last night.
You zip right by the fries meat counter.
Well,
Go get some Spam. You can grill that.
I got that pork shop or whatever it's called over by me. They do a bunch of meat stuff, Butcher.
Okay.
But yeah, Southwestern. It's a little bit more of a drive for me, but it's not terrible. I know I should go check that out. Free plug for those two places.
Yes.
It's,
And a free plug for fries.
Yeah, for fries. If you want steaks with texture,
Okay.
you go there. It was weird yesterday. I don't know what they're doing. College football, of course, this weekend. Arizona faces off against Hawaii down there. Last night was kind of a man. I got to stop getting my expectations high for these beginning college football games. I was so excited. Boise State was kicking off. They're not because if anybody was kicking off at 2:30 yesterday, I would have been excited about it and everything. But wow, Boise State. You lose the best running back in the country, or one of the two best quarterbacks or running backs in the country. No offense. That quarterback for South Florida destroyed Boise State last night.
Yeah.
So Boise State's going to fall out of the rankings as well. Ohio and Rutgers. Ohio doesn't know clock management, doesn't know how to play special teams. Rutgers, typical Rutgers team with their head coach there. That was a disappointing watch as well. So a lot of, unfavorable teams. UCF, Jacksonville State, huge lightning delay for them yesterday. The Delaware State-Delaware game, I mean, unbelievable, Dale. I can't believe you missed that. Wyoming had a 3-0 lead on Akron going into halftime. Ends up winning at 10-0, I think what it ended up being. It was a brutal game to watch, Dale. The other big one, of course, as I'm joking around, Nebraska-Cincinnati. 20-17, Cincinnati came back in that game. Nebraska was able to hold on and win it. I just am not impressed with Dylan Raiola, man.
You mean Patrick Jr.?
Yeah, first of all, that annoys the living heck out of me. I get doing it yesterday because you're playing at Arrowhead, so that's kind of a funny little side, but it's every game. It's just he's not consistent, and it's maybe I'm holding his hype against him a little bit, but he is not a 5-star top-tier quarterback.
That's what I said for the first time I saw him here in high school.
You did. You really did. So I just every time I see him play, I'm like, all right, he's decent. Like I'm not gonna. If he was coming to my team and I didn't have a star quarterback, I'd be like, come on in, let's go, let's play with us. But just like Nebraska can do better. It feels like, but and I don't mean to bash the kid. But yeah, last night, San Diego State, 42-9 over Stony Brook. Tonight, you have a bunch of other games coming up. Michigan State kicks off. And this is what I hate about the first weeks of the season. A lot of 20-plus point spreads going into these games. And even games not even on the point spreads, right? Because, like, you've got Bethune-Cookman playing Florida International. You got Wagner playing Kansas. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Wagner playing Kansas. Kansas is only a 45.5-point favorite tonight, Dale.
You know what? I'm going to take the under.
Yeah. You do have some interesting games if you're a big 12 fan. You have Auburn at Baylor tonight, 5 p.m. From Waco, Texas. Auburn's favored in this game. I actually have Baylor getting the upset here tonight.
You do?
I already put money on them.
Good.
Last
Good
night.
you.
I got Baylor doing that there, which I shouldn't be rooting for Baylor tonight because we need them to get a loss under their wing.
No, it's not going to matter against Auburn. You want to stand up against the big bad SEC.
Yeah, Auburn's up favored 1.5 because it's Auburn. SEC. I mean, Auburn wins this game. They might be in the top 25 because Boise State's out. Never know what happens. Georgia Tech, Colorado. Interesting. Georgia Tech shouldn't be a surprise as a favorite going into this, but I want to see what Colorado's got this year. Obviously, some retirement of numbers last year. Dion, doesn't necessarily coach. They do have good coordinators at Colorado. How do they look going into this? So that's tonight as well, 5 p.m. Fox for the Baylor game, Colorado. Other than that, it's a bunch of large point spread games tonight. Then, of course, this weekend, some big matchups that we'll get into here coming up. But first, Hawaii comes down to Arizona. And Hawaii didn't look great last week at home for their opener in week 0, but they did just enough to win with, and we give him a lot of credit, the Japanese kicker who learned. I saw the video where the main video he watched to learn to cook, to kick. It was like a Japanese version of it too. So,
Really?
Yeah, so it was like a weird thing. But he obviously had success, kicked the game winner last week. And I've been telling you guys all along, we haven't done a lot of coverage on Arizona because their coach, I should leave you to this. I just don't think their coach has it. I think they made a mistake with Brennan as their head coach. He just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it. I don't like the way he coached his team last year. I have bad feelings about this year. So much so that, the lay last year, that was a big talking point, right? And we made fun of it here. Like, all he cares about is that lay from his players, and it's like a symbolic thing, right? And all of that, well, gets brought up in his press conference yesterday. Here's Arizona head coach Brennan talking about the lay situation.
For me, it's an incredible honor, and I know it was something that was a little bit of a lightning rod with our fan base, but I felt like I was in a position, anytime someone of that culture honors me with giving me a lay, it is humbling, and it is to know that I am loved and appreciated or thought highly enough for them to take the time to do that, I think is really, really special. And so I never wanted to disrespect that, and that's why that was an important thing for me.
Okay.
Are you there to coach football and win games, or are you there to have your players look up and respect you?
Steve, why are you so grumpy?
Why is he not wearing it this year?
If
Dale?
he went 10-1 last year, would it have been okay if he wore the lay?
Why? No, I still would have made fun of it. Brennan's never gone 10-1 in anything, even playing Monopoly with his kids. Why isn't he going to wear it this year then? If it means so much to him, same players are there. Players are there, Dale.
Not the same, but he realizes it's a
Fafita?
distraction.
Fafita's there. You're kowtowing. He had to, okay, and now this will defend Brennan a little bit. He had to kiss Major Butt last year because otherwise they were going to lose a lot of players to Washington when Jed Fish left. Yeah. So he had to do that role last year. But that's my problem with Brennan that I have underlying is he's a player's coach, and I don't think that works in college. You can be a player's coach, but you need to be a coach. I think that's what they're lacking. I think they're trying to appease their players there and keep them happy so they stay more so than coaching them and focusing on that stuff. I think that's what's going on, and it bothers me a little bit. Just saying. Hawaii at Arizona, 7:30 p.m. If you want to watch it, it's on HBO, TNT HBO. Dale.
Hey, I just want to say this. I know you're bouncing around college football.
Yeah, what broke?
I just want to give a quick shout out, Cincinnati Bengals. You and the Dallas Cowboys have something in common. Boomer Esiason got inducted in the Ring of Honor.
He had to pay for himself.
And Bengals don't pay for flights or hotels.
They gave him
players.
a discount. They put a block. He read the letter from the Bengals on his radio program.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did not.
And he literally read it, and it was like, we have a block of rooms available to you at the Hyatt or whatever down the road from the stadium. We recommend rooms are limited, and we recommend that you book early to get the rooms that we have put aside at our discounted rate. He read it. Yeah. You had to get your own flights
Just
for your family
ridiculous.
and everything.
That's
he read
just
it
like
on
the
air.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I made fun of him for
Yeah.
it. If you're inducting people into the
No.
Ring of Honor, you have the expense to get him and his family there.
You know,
That's a
because
special thing.
it's so weird. Because I've told a couple Cowboy people, my brother-in-law worked for the Diamondbacks. He's in charge of the 20th anniversary gathering of the World Series, and they flew first class. The player and a spouse or significant other,
Yeah.
they put them up at a really nice hotel. There's golf tournaments, dinners, all that. Jerry had honored us at a Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith gathering for charity, and Jerry said, "Hey, let's turn this also into a reunion. That way, everybody will fly themselves in and." Ridiculous.
It's embarrassing.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was reading it on his site before he went there. And that's why I was like, oh, and he still went?
Yeah. Well, they need to know. That's ridiculous.
I agree. I agree 100%. Especially when you know what these owners are making.
Yeah.
I
Even
get
Mike
it.
Brown.
I mean, I get it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, his team's, worth billions, a couple $1 billion. But that doesn't mean he has that laying around. But he has a few million hanging around here, folks. It's not like he's poor.
And the other thing was Boomer Esiason is just now getting inducted to the Ring of Honor.
That's issue number 2. Isn't he their best player up until Joe Burrow?
Yes, he took him to the Super Bowl. Almost won it.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we have Carson Palmer in ours here in the
He
Cardinals.
took him to the playoffs, baby.
Wow.
It is depressing. Sun Devil Stadium, or Mountain America Stadium, sold out against NAU Saturday night. 7 p.m. kickoff against NAU. Since 1998, first home opener sellout here for the team.
And Steve's going to be there,
With bells on.
bitching and moaning.
With bells on. It's going to make for a long night. 'Cause like I said, I got to leave my house at like 4 or something. They better blow them out.
After
better
being
blow
at
'em out.
Desert Ridge tonight, you're going to be tired.
I got all day tomorrow to do all that. Here's Kenny Dillingham on. Well, what are they going to focus on for Saturday night? Here's Kenny talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think about that because I think about us. Like, we want to be. I challenge our guys. Like, I want to see what this team is. I want to see who we are on Saturday. Like, it doesn't matter who we play. It's about us, and I want to see who we are. How hard do we play? How physical do we play? How many smart decisions do we make throughout a game? And that's the challenge, and it always will be. It's not the opponent, it's us.
And I said that. It was, are you worried about, are you paying attention to NAU? And he said, no, we're more worried about us. I agree with that. But that almost makes it sound like he's overlooking NAU a little bit. Like, hey, we don't need to worry about them. We need to worry about us.
No, see, I totally disagree with you. But again, if this is a game in the fourth quarter, the ASU has more problems than we think.
That's
they
what I
do.
mean. And I agree with him on that. So when I go to this game tomorrow night, I'm going to be looking at, is the offense in sync, right? You know, not on the first drive. I'm not going to be like, oh, season sucks because they're 3-and-out in the first series. What are they doing? Are they running the ball? You know, is it an equal offense? Are they throwing the ball more? You know, how's the running game looking? Obviously, that's a big focus. I'll be watching the defense. Are the play calls getting in on time? Offensive coordinator's been there now, you know, a couple years. It should be fluid. What are the nerves on the team after they settle down? Get out of this game healthy. You know, are you dominating lines of scrimmage? You should dominate lines of scrimmage tomorrow night. I don't care that NAU made the playoffs last year in you know, their Division II. I don't care that they're ranked going into this season in that side. You have a physical and speed advantage over them, and you should dominate from one, even if you're struggling in other areas to start the game. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to going into this game tomorrow night.
As Coach Dillingham, the savant, said, I want to see the operation. I want to see things to be smooth. No, first series offense and defensively, do whatever you got to do. Remember, no preseason games in college.
So I expect some sloppiness,
Yes.
maybe the first quarter.
But I
But
want
do
to
you wake
see
up?
that shored up. I want to see in and out of huddles. I don't want to see delayed games.
Yes.
Pre-snap penalties, post-whistle penalties.
Yes.
All those things. If that's up to snuff.
If there's
wow.
19 penalties tomorrow
Yes.
night, I'm gonna come in Tuesday upset about that.
And 7 of them are pre-snap penalties. Yeah.
Holding penalties, stuff like that. Those can kind of be fixed, but you'd like to just
No.
not see it. Because holding penalties happen, and you might disagree with me on this, holding penalties happen on offensive linemen because they're beat. You don't hold
No,
a guy.
holding calls on offensive linemen get called because refs suck. What are you talking about?
It's because you get
offensive
beat.
No. Refs suck.
Refs don't know what they're talking about.
Jeez.
Yes, here's Kenny Dillingham on. Are they going to hide plays, right? What are they going to do going into this game? Because obviously Mississippi State the next week. Here's Kenny talking about their game plan.
We'll put everything on tape. Both our coordinators, same thing. We want to win. We want to do everything we can to play our best football and win the football game. There's no holding back. There is no hiding. We're going to play a football team that was ranked top 25 in their league. They played in the playoffs. They returned a lot of their starters. They have a good football coach, good staff. Like, we're holding nothing back. We're going all in. Everything we've worked on this offseason, we're putting it all in to go try to play the best football game we can. Yeah, there is no holding back.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I agree with it. Go out there, play your game. You know, because Mississippi State ain't going to be surprised by anything you do next week.
They're holding back. Come on, Steve. You are so gullible when it comes to your Sun Devils. Wow.
I have an interesting stat. We'll talk about it next week on budget allocations in college football. like where it's being spent, NIL, with this new paycheck thing coming. So we'll talk about it next week, going into it as well, since we're running late today. Last night, football's back. College football's back, folks, and we're going to go into overtime, Dale, because we're going to do some picks here. But last night, USF, fake punt happens and went for a touchdown, Dale. This was fun. USF fake punt. Here we go.
Fake! He's got him! What a call! Singleton! Balls! Touchdown!
Nobody on Boise State noticed that the punter didn't run out to take that ball. It was a backup quarterback. And
Really?
Boise State didn't realize it. Yeah, just shondered out there and everything. And then, of course, we got our first pretty impressive interception. Buffalo last night, of all teams. Check out this interception, Dale.
Tight end Jamison Gears had fallen down.
Oh,
Tipped it into the air with his foot.
Goodness.
Oh, my.
How about a young quarterback doing everything you're supposed to do, getting to the check down, but when you get there, your receiver falls down and kicks the ball right into.
Fell down on his own. Then it goes off his foot for the interception.
that's what I don't want to see with ASU.
No, nothing like that.
Just
Yeah.
people falling down, just sloppy.
Yeah, and like I said, first quarter, I'm going to be a little bit more like, I understand a little sloppiness, nerves, trying to figure it out, live hitting for the first time, refs for the first time. I'll be a little bit forgiving at first, but if the second on, if we're still seeing that stuff, it'll be something that I do notate out there as well. So let's do it here as well. Of course, we'll start with our picks here that we're not going to bypass. Number 1, Texas. Number 3, Ohio State. 9 a.m. Saturday morning, Dale.
9 a.m. Stevie, you gonna be up for that?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be up ready to go, baby. Let's do it.
I mean, that's a Ridge game with a lightning delay and all that. I mean, you get home
I didn't
12:30.
even think about that. I'll leave that game early. It's not like SCA where I have to stay. I'll be noticed. I'll leave early. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll just tell you right now, I'm going back and forth. I have no idea. I have no idea. Texas has the better talent. They're going to Ohio State. The money is flooding in on Texas on the betting lines right now. Arch Manning, everybody has high expectations on him. I'm being reserved here for him going into this as his first year as a starter at Texas. It is better that Texas starts on the road, I do believe. If this game was at Ohio State, I'd be a lot more worried on Texas.
Hold on.
But
It is at all.
I mean, if it was at Texas, I'd be more worried about Texas because a lot of pressure on Arch Manning going into this season. The home crowd can be relentless sometimes, right? Going into it, a lot more nerves, etc. So I do like that on Texas's side. Ohio State, defending champions, are they going to be a little bit distracted in this game? And then also the thing that scares me the most on Ohio State, one, I'm just not a big Ryan Day fan. But number 2, redshirt freshman starting this game at home. I lean towards Ohio State in this game, Dale, because they're at home. I'm not going to be shocked if Texas wins it, but I'm going to have to pick Ohio State simply because they're at home.
I am being really reserved on this Arch Manning.
I am too.
I understand he's got lineage. I understand his dad or grandpa was good, and his uncles were good.
His dad was good. He just got injured.
Just means that, like when Graham grows up. Well, is he going to be good because I was good?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But playing in the horseshoe, obviously anything can happen, and this does not set the stage for the rest of the season. It will for a week. But I'm going to go with Ohio State.
Oh, you're going to go with me on that. I'm just leaning their way because they're at home. I think that actually, as the game goes on, that might help the redshirt freshman in this game with the crowd behind him kind of a situation. He didn't have the hype that Arch Manning had going into the season, and everybody's just anointed him already. And I think that's going to be an interesting side. The loser of this game, if it's Texas, their narrative is going to be loud for a week. Now they go up, they have an easy game next week, but it's going to be interesting to see the loser of this game, how they handle it. Ohio State loses this game, hey, we lost to number 1 Texas. We'll be all right the rest of the year. We're going to be all right moving forward. So it's going to be a fun game to watch, and it's going to two narratives that I don't know how it's going to come out here to start the season. Number 9 LSU against number 4 Clemson. Clemson. 4:30 p.m. ABC on Saturday. I do not understand why everybody's hyped on Clemson. LSU, I can't say it. So I would say the Tigers. LSU, I cannot stand their head coach at all. I think he's not a good head coach. I think he fouls a lot as well. And LSU has some serious issues down there as well. Another game where I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. Now, it's at home. LSU and the Tiger Stadium are pretty close together. It's not a big travel day for LSU fans to get up there to South Carolina to see them play. Another toss-up game for me, and I'm going to hold my nose here, and I'm going to go with the home team and go with the Tigers.
I didn't read magazines and study training camp film and
yes,
and all that. So I'm just going to go with Clemson. That's what they thought. That's what the national pundits think. I want to see Klubnik.
They're so high on them.
Yeah.
Klubnik, yeah. They're so high, and I don't get it. Again, I'm not there for camp and all that stuff, but it's just they've been missing something since Trevor Lawrence left them.
Yeah.
And did they fill it this year? We'll have to wait and see. But again, hype with the quarterback. I will go against Brian Kelly every day of the week if I have a choice. That's the bottom line.
Come on, he's got the Cajun accent. He's got the Irish accent.
Then you've got, of course, Hawaii at Arizona, 7:30 p.m. TNT HBO Max, 7:30 p.m. For that. Dale, who do you got in this one?
TNT, huh?
Yeah, they picked up some of those ESPN games on that
okay.
trade-off deal. Who do you have in this one? You want to know what the spread is on this?
Well, who's playing?
Arizona and Hawaii, 7:30 p.m. Arizona's 17.5-point favorite.
Give me the Wildcats. I think maybe as we get close to November, we're going to see a one-loss Wildcat team, or maybe one-loss Sun Devil team.
Right, we're drug testing on
and
this
see
program moving
and
forward.
See the desert duel actually means something for one time to anybody outside of Arizona.
Folks, we're off Monday because Dale will be being drug tested. Arizona's 17.5-point favorites. Arizona's going to win this game.
And they're going to look good.
No. Hawaii's covering the spread. It's going to be closer than you think it's going to be. That's my take on it. Hawaii. I want to pick Hawaii to upset so bad. I'm just not impressed with Coach Brown. How's Fafita going to look going into it?
He's going to look great.
He didn't look great last year. He had the best receiver in the world.
300-plus yards, probably taken out early fourth quarter.
Also, Saturday night, Utah at UCLA. Obviously, Utah, a lot of people like Utah going into the season, so we're going to pick it at UCLA. UCLA's been down a lot lately. A lot of pressure on UCLA going into this season because of, obviously, the Big 10 conference. They're in the Pasadena. Utah's going to Pasadena in this game to start the season. 8 o'clock p.m. on Fox is where you can catch us. Utah's 5.5-point favorites in this game. I'm going UCLA in this game.
You do that. You like the powder blue.
I do.
Soft.
They're going to come out.
Gooey.
I think Utah's going to hit hard, but I think Utah's flaws are going to be exposed here in this game to start the season.
Give me the Utes all day and twice on Saturday.
I'm assuming we both have Arizona State winning this game.
What's the spread?
A lot.
Yeah, give me Asia.
We both have that. So there's two other games. There's Sunday, the big game. There's two on Sunday, but the big one, of course, is 6th-ranked Notre Dame and 10th-ranked Miami, 4:30 p.m. ABC. Dale, your thoughts on this one? In Florida, in August.
Is it still convicts versus Catholics?
Well,
or is that bygone?
you have the quarterback from Georgia finishing out his college career down here at Miami. Of course, Cam Ward gone there.
I am going to say Notre Dame having to go down to the swampy nastiness. You guys are going to bitch and moan about ASU Saturday night.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be more miserable, I promise you,
Yeah.
in Miami. Give me Miami and Florida.
I agree with you. Miami's winning this game, and it's not going to be close.
Come on. Are you just going to copy me?
No, I had it written down long before you said that. Notre Dame always loses a game. It's just this year it's not going to be Northern Illinois. It's going to be Miami is where they're going to lose that here. Then we're going to pay attention to this. 1, Bill Belichick's first game as a head coach. 2, your buddy's kid plays for TCU. That's a Monday night matchup, 5 p.m. on ESPN. Our final game we'll pick this weekend. here for this. By the way, we're both 0-1. We both had Kansas State last week.
TCU's at North Carolina.
At North Carolina.
Yeah,
Chapel Hill. TCU's favored by 3.5, Dale. I'll just tell you right now, I got TCU winning this ball game. I don't think it's going to go well for Coach in North Carolina, at least in the early part of the season.
I think that Cade Bennett's going to open some wide holes. He's a left guard for TCU. Started under the tutelage of me. And I led him to where he is today.
Oh, you're like all the people that talked to Brock Purdy back in the day when he was in high school. Now you're taking credit for it. You did actually train him, though.
I did work. I did work with Cade. I'm gonna say TCU is gonna win that game.
Yeah, I just don't. I think Bill, and it's gonna. The whole broadcast is gonna be Bill Belichick this, Bill Belichick that, Bill Belichick that, and they're gonna ignore TCU. Which TCU, that's probably gonna be a rallying cry for their coaching staff going to this game. I don't think TCU is gonna be great this year. I think Bill Belichick is going to have a huge learning curve in North Carolina, and his coaching staff is going to have a learning curve. And then it's at home, so the crowd's going to be all hyped up, ready for the undefeated season that's supposed to be coming. ESPN's overhyping it. There's lots of distractions for the North Carolina kids going to this game. And I think the line 3.5 is probably about right. I don't expect it to be a blowout. But I think TCU going up there is going to surprise some people in terms of North Carolina and what they're going to do to them on Monday night.
Actually hope that his tenure goes better than Herm Edwards.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it's got to, but I don't know. In terms of what? In terms of cheating?
In terms of...
I don't think Belichick would cheat. I also thought that about Herm Edwards. We all thought that about Herm Edwards, to be honest with you.
Maybe it wasn't Herb as the guys he hired, but...
But he was included in it. It wasn't like they were doing it and he didn't know about it.
No doubt about it.
That's the difference. If they would have had recruits on campus when they weren't supposed to, and Herm had no clue about it, it's a different conversation, but they were going up to his office.
Yes, sir.
So big weekend here coming up. We'll get the picks posted later on today as well.
This year?
Well, I posted them all last year. We just didn't add them up.
Because?
So I actually found I lost the paper I had everything on. So I actually found the old thing. So I might sit down and do some math this weekend. We'll see.
You'll stop when I have an insurmountable
Because I'm pretty confident I won. We'll be off here. McCollum on Business, the main event. We'll be off on Monday. We'll be back on a Tuesday. Come and join us here. Of course, don't forget the YouTube page. Right now, it's under the main event. We're going to change the main YouTube page name here over the weekend. But if you search for it, it'll come up. Tell your friends about us, would you? And see the whole programs. We're putting it up on demand there as well. And folks, we'll see y'all on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Go SEA. Go Desert Ridge.
Make good decisions.
Why start now? See you next week, everybody.